sir?
I'm enjoying dessert and
What's your dessert?
ready to listen to you good folks lie about how good you are.
Well,
Good
I'm
to
gonna
have
do
you
my
here,
best.
Terry.
because that's all I got. I just got to make it up. So we're without the intro tonight because we're without Timmy Trayvon tonight, and he handles our broadcasting. He's on a plane right now. Hopefully he's not going to get hit with one of those $500,000 fines I was learning about earlier today on CNN, and he'll behave himself. But he's on his way to DC to hang out with his brother for a few days and then house sit out there.
What are they fining people for?
So misbehavior on a plane.
Oh, God.
Doing
So-
shots.
As people are coming into the room, and I think we are probably at the point we have I don't know, Cassandra, we have a raised hand.
You do?
We do. No, Cassandra raised her hand. So never mind.
Oh,
Let's do this. Let's go ahead and get started. It looks like we got a pretty full house. So we'll go ahead and get started. So, hey, welcome to Illustration Isolation. I have no idea what episode number this is. It's a lot. A year, and I guess we're getting pretty close to a year and a half of doing this. And
The 100th episode.
so
Light applause.
I'm
episode
happy.
70. We're episode 70.
70. Wow. That's pretty amazing that we've hung in there so long, and then people have drawn with us. Can you imagine? You multiply the number of people that how many in 4 poses a night, how many drawings we've done. That's a very cool thing. But as this works, if you're new to us, we do 4 poses a night, 4 20-minute poses. I will kind of scroll through. We are sticking to the theme of superhero. And so they're kind of some of these superheroes I didn't know about. People had to point me in the direction. And this is from the Umbrella Academy. And this is, I think, his name is number 5, right? Aiden
Yes.
Gallagher.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be our first 20-minute pose tonight. Our second is Mr. Hugh Jackman.
Well done, Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, that's Timmy on the plane is what it is right there.
That's Timmy with snakes on the plane.
That's what we're going to call this, Timmy on the plane. And then a third is Regina King from Watchmen.
Yeah.
And I really like this photograph. It's subtle, but it's pretty powerful.
It's cool.
And then, of course, Heath Ledger, the Joker for the Batman movie. So we are going to do 20-minute poses of each of them. At the end of each pose, if you could post to Instagram at hashtag illustration isolation. And with all that said, we're ready to get started. I will stop sharing my screen, and we will be drawing. If you're ever in question, I don't know let me switch cameras here. My camera, at least I thought I switched cameras. I think I did. Oh, I moved my camera. I'm sorry. My camera, I always print out the photography. And if you're ever at loss of what photography to be drawing, just look at my camera, assuming I'm drawing the right picture. Because sometimes I don't always. And as I was talking to Cassandra here, I was kind of sitting here warming up. We were first in the room and thought I'd get started.
Hey, Dale. Dale just joined.
Hey, Dale.
Hey guys.
Hi, Dale. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Hello, Dale.
Newman.
All right.
Is there something I don't know? Man, that's
I know. Already game on with Terry.
yeah,
That's fine with me.
I think that was for Ray.
something I'm missing.
I know. I thought that was left over from Ray.
I got a message for you from Ray. It's Mr. Benita to you.
Yeah, I got a message for Ray too.
Oh, gosh.
So has anybody watched the show The Umbrella Academy?
I love it. I love it.
He's a teenager and he's playing a like 50-something-year-old man in the body of a 14-year-old. And he's
This actor is brilliant.
what's that?
This actor is brilliant.
He is. And so he's like this, he is this kid, but he's just like a hardcore assassin and sarcastic and funny and I don't know. I think he's the most interesting character on the show.
He is an assassin?
Yeah, he was, and I mean he assassinates people on the show.
That would make him an assassin, I think.
Yeah. Well,
That's kind of the
Still-
definition.
yeah, we're not talking about real life here.
No, it's fantasy. And then he also tries to stop his younger yet older self from assassinating somebody. He's a time traveler.
It all sounds like all over the place, but it's really fun. I mean, it's gory. It's not kid friendly. Let me just
No.
first put that out there. Definitely not kid friendly.
Yeah.
Your metaphor that it's a 50-year-old man in a 14-year-old's body
Yeah.
Mhm.
is
That's
a theme
kind of-
that continues for all of us through your life. I'm a
That is an
71-year-old man,
excellent
and I
point.
think I'm in a 18-year-old's body, so I do things that an 18-year-old should be able to do, and I pay the price for weeks after that. By trying to get the roots out of a tree that was cut down, and I'm trying to dig the roots out. Couldn't do it at 18. I certainly can't do it now.
See, I think we're all like 14-year-old boys in grown men's bodies, but we just haven't figured that out. But it's about a family of kind of superheroes.
Family of adopted kids
Yeah.
that live in a
Raised by-
cool house. I love the house.
Oh yeah, the house is cool. And
Raised
they
by
have
a billionaire, right?
Yeah, and they have a talking chimpanzee as their butler.
How does the phrase umbrella come into play?
It's their insurance policy. They have a
Oh,
umbrella insurance.
so they're covered for assassinations and
Exactly,
death,
yeah.
dismemberment.
Yeah.
Got the dismemberment clause. That was good.
Yeah, it's actually a family of superhero actuaries, and they're just trying to deny everybody coverage.
It's a true gift. It's a true gift.
That insurance thing I like. I had this picture of Flo and a gecko kind of getting it on, and it's,
Okay, Terry's Woodstock
oh yes,
is coming
mother.
oh, sorry.
out.
Oh no, Linda Wells is bringing up a character, Mother. She's a very interesting character too.
Yeah.
I tried. I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. I tried.
Oh. Yeah.
You know what? There's such a glut of superhero stuff that just couldn't do it.
Well, yeah, it's like you know, pick your poison. There's so much available.
Yeah, and we're doing what's her name from Watchmen later, right?
Regina King.
Yeah.
Regina King, yeah. And like I read the comic and I loved it, and I saw the movie and I hated it. And boy, was that series good. That was
That
what a
series.
nice surprise.
I haven't watched it, but
Oh.
yeah, I've heard a lot of people talk about it.
Very timely.
Yeah.
Without, you know, I think they were both a little too early and, you know, sort of right in the money.
Well, the whole thing, I mean, part of it references the Tuskegee Airmen and what is it?
Well, the Tulsa
Tulsa, thank
race
you.
massacre. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And yeah. And so, but Umbrella Academy, I just thought was fun. And I love how they choreographed all the fight scenes to music.
So this guy is an assassin?
Yeah.
He's a, yeah. he ends up
That's
going
nice.
to work for a time travel bureau, and as one of their hitmen.
Honestly, when Loki came out, it made me think of this show.
Like the perfect assassin, because you would never guess that he was an assassin.
Yeah,
Right.
he looks like the captain of the chess team at Hogwarts.
Yeah,
Kinda,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and he only looks 14 because he made a miscalculation in his time travel.
Oh, yes, I got that far.
Oh,
So,
interesting.
but I mean, it's funny. He's just constantly. I mean, talk about sarcastic and witty, and
Is Chris here tonight?
Mm-mm, at least not
Oh,
yet.
this guy looks like such a Chris Payne.
Oh, I know.
Actually,
Yeah.
Drawing
I'm
already
right
done.
about that.
totally. I think Chris is working at the local grocery store near me. In between, no, there's a guy that works at a Harris Teeter, and he looks exactly like Chris.
His
Oh, yeah.
doppelganger.
What's that?
His doppelganger.
His doppelganger. Yeah. You know, separated at birth. Has anybody seen the latest Chris Payne bird of?
Yeah,
Yeah, of Alaska.
Damn.
he's so good.
So good.
Darn.
I don't know. He's kind of cheating when he uses two birds. I mean, he used two to do Michigan,
Yeah,
Now he's
In the
doing
shadows of
two.
the snow, yeah.
two
love
to do
that.
Alaska. And he's going to be doing, Rhode Island, where it's going to like a flock of something. Come on, that's part of the challenge is getting it
Well,
all
I thought he
into
was
one bird.
cheating with Michigan.
That was pretty good.
That was really good.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Well, you all are visually probably challenged by an oddball assignment, like
Mhm.
make this guy look like an assassin. To do a bird that looks like a state, I would think that would really get your juices going.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
definitely.
I was kind of jealous, as I have been with Chris for like a lot of things. Like, why didn't I think of that? It's such a great idea.
Yeah.
It
I
does kind of get you
know.
thinking. There's so many great things you could do. It's just you gotta think of them.
You got to think of them. Yeah.
We had a deal at the society when you won an award for part of the presentation. I would interview you and then I'd boil it down to a couple of quick minutes. And there were some great phrases. I wish I had all those papers. I don't know if I do, but Gary Kelly, you probably heard of him. He won an award. And
Shocking.
and I said, Gary, what makes you excited about being an artist? He says, the phone call to do a drawing of something I never thought I would ever have to draw.
yeah,
It's like, wow. I thought of course it would make you be excited.
and being excited about it. That's the thing is, yeah, I love that idea. Just because I mean, most of us would never, the assignments we get, we would never draw that stuff. But
No. Well, I had a kid the other day. I'm coming to the end of teaching this portfolio class of high school kids and some middle schoolers. And I had a kid say something that he had heard, which is all art sort of ends up being propaganda. And I'm just like, what?
all right.
And so I showed him my portfolio and I'm like, well, this was done for this was done for that, this was done. And then I showed him some other people's work and I'm like, I think I showed him some of Gary's work and I'm like, this was done, to illustrate a poem. What propaganda is it possibly?
Right.
Oh, are you throwing down with high school kids?
Yes.
Come on, man.
And I'm like,
You're gonna
I'm
get
like,
crushed.
what's that?
There's no winning.
Oh no. No, he got it. I think
Yeah?
Oh,
Oh, good for you.
because he was only a middle schooler.
No.
And then, but he was like, well, I heard that somewhere. I'm like, okay. And I felt like that scene in what's that movie? Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, you only think that because you read this book.
Oh, I love that. That was
Yeah,
like
you're
a
gonna
great
read this other
moment.
thing.
I wish I was smart enough to have comebacks like that, but I'm just the equivalent of no.
Yeah, same here.
Right. Did you ever see the parody of that in Jake and Silent Bob Strike Back?
No.
Oh my god, it's so good. Because it has that guy, that actor.
The one that like challenges his.
Yeah,
Oh, fun.
it's
One of the most fun things about this photograph is how this guy's shirt and tie doesn't fit him. It looks like he's wearing his dad's suit.
Right.
Totally.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny. That's how my son looked for so long, and then suddenly, it didn't fit him in the opposite way.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mine too. Phil, how old is your son?
21.
Oh yeah, mine's gonna be 20 this year. Whew.
and they suddenly stop being gangly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not gangly. I'm the only gangly one left in the house.
Your dog just took offense with that.
I think I've made him look a little too sweet. I haven't got that edge.
Oh, Jeff just said his twins turned 21.
Wow.
Oh wow, twins. That's a big 21.
And that's 42.
How many years they've aged
Yeah,
you?
Stop the clock on Johnny. You got that one. Just boom.
I'm gonna have a 21-year-old this year too, also. He's a sophomore, junior in college right now.
I can't even imagine.
We're it's nice, I don't know, for me, every age has been really great. Like I really think it's gotten better and better as just as at least my side of the experience. I don't know what it is. I just realized we have 6 more tuition payments. And then
Dale, that last check, you want to have shots with Bill when you write that last check.
yeah.
Is it really? It's
It's getting to the point now where I'm actually looking forward to tuition payments, because it's like, okay, all right, one less, here we go.
I got a few of those left.
Yeah. It's like mile 23 of a marathon.
Halfway.
Yes. Yeah.
That's supposed to be 20, right? That's what they told me when I was doing that. You're halfway.
I've been with people who have been at mile 22, felt great, and didn't finish.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's life though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'll get a kick out of this. The first one I ran, the good friend who talked me into it in the first place.
Good friend.
Yeah, he's the one who wanted me to do it. And I was hesitant about doing it. He got hurt and he couldn't do it. And so I'm out there running, and at mile 21, he decides, well, I'm going to join him, just kind of run along the side just to cheer him on. I had disdain for this guy before the end of it. I wanted to hit him so badly. My best friend. I was just like, you got to shut up, man. I can't take it any longer.
That's great. Are you still friends, or that was it?
We're very good friends.
Well, the New York City Marathon that goes through the 5 boroughs ends up in Manhattan, and they enter Central Park from the top end, 110th Street, and they're going to go down to 60th Street. So that's 2.5 miles, half a mile over. So they're entering at about 22 miles. And at about 24 miles, there is a first aid station. And by chance, Kathy and I, to see some friends run, got there and saw how many people got into that station. And people said, you've only got 2 miles to go. In tears, they said, I can't. And invariably, other runners, this is the middle of the pack, no one's going for exact times, would pick them up and say, we'll take you there.
Wow.
And I thought that was, the ethos of the competitive runner. You've got to finish. Your time doesn't matter now. You just got to finish. Was very impressive. I'm not going to do it, of course. But
I've done New York. It is great. What a great way to see the city.
you go through some interesting parts of the city. Yep.
Yeah.
59th Street Bridge is an uphill. And then you're in the shade, which is kind of nice.
That's what nobody tells you, is all of those bridges are pretty tough hills, and it takes its toll. By the time we got to, like, is it First Avenue? Yeah. I was an idiot. They stage you down there in just past the Verrazano Bridge. What is the
Staten Island.
Yeah, Staten Island. I'm sorry. Totally having a senior moment here. And they have pace groups. So that, the guys standing there or women standing there with a flag, and they're good enough runners where they can control the pace. And so I just thought, I don't know, maybe I'll try to get in like 3 minutes and 3 hours, 15 minutes. That'd be cool.
Oh,
that was my plan going in. And then I saw somebody with a 3:05 flag, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'll do that.
Oh my gosh.
There's a huge difference. And by the time I hit Harlem, I was just dying. I made it, but I could hardly walk afterwards.
How old were you, Dale, when you did that?
I was older. I was too old to be that stupid. I was
But yet you were.
Yeah. Oh, I still am. I've done dumber things.
Speaking of
I think I was about
men and-
35.
Like 14-year-olds.
Yeah. No, I was about 35. It was like this. I was, a 35-year-old with a 14-year-old mind.
So that 35, that would have been 3:15 would have been about the qualifying time.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's
Wow,
what I did. The first one I did in Kansas City, I missed the qualifying time for Boston. So I went to Dallas and ran in Dallas because it's really flat.
Yeah.
And I was just under a minute short. And it was the 100th anniversary of Boston, so they let me in anyway. So
Oh, wow.
it was kind of cool.
So what was the qualifying time for that?
3:15.
3:15. Okay. I've had friends. I qualified 1 year, just under 3 hours.
Oh my God, that's ferociously fast.
oh my gosh.
The worst. Like I've never been in that kind of pain. But I just barely made it in because they didn't even accept all of the qualifying times because it was a really fast field for my age group that year. So you can make it and still
not make it.
still not make it. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Boy, Timmy would have shut this down a while ago, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, he's not here.
I know.
So let me tell you about my high school football days.
I'm running with a friend, and our goal is to do a half marathon in the fall. And I got to tell you, I would not make those times. I'm a nice slow jogger. I'll get the distance done, but it's not happening fast.
No.
Yeah, well, that's not the goal,
Well, I'm going to be really honest with you because my condition of going to Boston, because they had a lottery ticket. I mean, you could buy the lottery tickets to get in because they had like an extra 4,000 people ran that race that year because it was the 100th anniversary.
Yeah.
And so this guy that trained me and he knew I was short by the minute. I got in with his lottery. The condition was I had to run as him, as Bob Bowman.
Oh, that's a riot.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So
And
did,
the
did Bob have a
embarrassing
good
part,
time?
it was embarrassing for him because he was really fast. And,
You're
he
like,
told-
Bob, this time you got in this marathon. What?
yeah, I brought his average way down.
That's funny. So that's pretty funny. I had a similar kind of thing. I ran in 2013 and came in. I think I already told you this story, John, but I came in like 6 minutes before the bombs went off, and we were right there and everything. So,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But like,
Well, that's slow for you because then they come in right at like 4 hours.
yeah,
or something.
it was horrible. For whatever reason, I had a real bad day. So I really wanted to do it again, and they were offering a lot of people a chance to just, who hadn't finished, to get in, and you could write an essay to kind of plead your case. So, I wrote this, I did the whole thing, wrote the essay and thought I did a pretty good job. Didn't get in. It really affected everybody who was involved there. So I felt like, this is mine, I'm part of this thing. It shouldn't be excluded from this. So I didn't get in. So I bought, I just kind of put the word out, and someone was injured and they sold me their ticket. And they were like, I think, I don't know how they got in, but it was, it wasn't a qualifying time or anything. So I got them a qualifying time in
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
2014. Yeah.
That's kind of backwards, my story.
Yeah. So did the guy a solid. But what a positive experience that was in 2014, because it was kind of like the Good Karma Revenge tour for that whole thing,
Oh man, I as soon as that happened, I got a phone call from my friend that I ran it with. Like as soon as the bomb went off.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's something that if you've done that before, I mean, you know exactly what's going on in that atmosphere.
Yeah. And the thing was, it was weird because everybody's tired, and we were very close. I mean, I'll just say we were very close. And suddenly all these tired marathoners start to try to run again. And it's like, whoa, people, don't do that. Let's just stay calm here.
After you'll get a kick out of this, Dale. After the race, I went to my hotel, showered, and got on the train and went to Providence. And because I was doing, I was actually meeting Gary Kelly at Rhode Island School of Design. We were
Are
doing
you
it.
serious?
Yeah,
What?
That
And-
night?
that night. And I couldn't,
Wow.
Gary and I had to exchange rooms because they thought, well, he was older. They put him on the bottom floor of this house, and then they put me on the top floor. I had to sit down to go down the stairs. So Gary had to change rooms with me.
That's really funny.
That's funny.
really funny.
Hey, everybody, image number 3 is not showing up.
Timmy's reloaded it several times. So if you go over to Chrome, it will load in Chrome and take a screen capture that way. That's kind of the best way to do it.
All right,
Okay.
thanks.
Timmy got booted off, so he can't try to reload it again.
No, I appreciate that. So somebody had asked that question in the chat, and so.
Also, there's another question saying, when I use charcoal, I like getting, our question, do you guys get a good sharp edge with these chunky bits, or just draw bigger with the charcoal?
I draw most of my drawing. I draw on the flat part on this edge with it flat, and then when I'm putting this line in right now, just putting detail in, then I just go to a corner of it.
Yeah.
But I again, it's I'm choosing to draw with something that you don't have a tremendous amount of control of. I want that I do it on purpose because control is not what I'm looking for. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Shocking news. I watched a cool documentary called The Iron Cowboy. Has anybody seen this?
Oh yeah, I read that guy's book.
Yeah, that was just insane. So it's this guy who did 30 Ironmans in 1 year and felt that mentally it wasn't challenging enough. So he decided he was going to do 50 Ironmans in 50 days in 50 states and bring his wife and 5 kids with him. And
it's the wife and 5 kids that's the hard part.
I gotta tell you, his wife is a saint because, you know, he's got a crew helping him and she's just wrangling all the kids in an RV. So I think she deserves a
She
vacation.
deserves the medal.
Yeah.
I mean,
But it was just crazy watching this guy just pummel himself every day with the
That is
run.
crazy. I've done one, I've done some of those, and one day is definitely enough. You don't need another.
You did an Ironman?
Yeah, I've done 3 of them.
You're a beast, man.
Nah, anybody can do that stuff.
No.
Yeah. Anybody can do that stuff. Anybody. It's not.
Adele, anybody with the right genetics can do that stuff. It's really easy.
Yeah.
Well, anybody. No. Anybody with the right genetics can excel and like
Right. I
actually
get you.
race. But anybody can finish that distance. Seriously, you have to want to. I mean,
And train for it.
yeah.
No, you just have to want to, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, it is amazing what you can force your body to do. It's
Yeah.
But it's really, it's a nutrition thing. It's, if you eat right during, I mean, if you train and then you eat right during the event, I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's totally doable. I mean, for God's sake, you have 17 hours to finish. And then, if you finish past that, you just don't get the medal. That's all.
You're so casual about it. I don't. It sounds so hard.
Sandra, I'll be honest. For decades, that was my shaving in the morning daydream thing. Like, man, I got to do that. Someday. So finally, a neighbor of mine, secretly, he's got a house in Florida, and he came back and he busted out this Ironman pint. We watched the Patriots together, pint glass, and I was just like, okay, that cannot stand. I have to get one of those, and there's only one way to do it. So
my response would be like, "Oh, good for you."
Can I take a
I'm
sip
gonna
out of
do
your
a
cool
contact
glass?
Yeah, we should, we need to be thinking, I know we got started a little slow, but we need to be going on to the next pose.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the next one.
Post your photos to Instagram.
And if anybody's got
Yes.
any art-related questions, or running, or Ironman, or anything else,
Yeah, if anybody wants to know nutritional requirements for doing an Ironman, send them to Dale Stefanos.
At Visual Passage.
Dale, what I was amazed at, because I'd never done any distance running at all when I started, which was just about a year before I did that, was properly, not getting hurt. The whole thing was to keep yourself healthy. And that was the part I didn't know enough about. And I don't know if I would have been able to do it without somebody telling me what to do, because it was really different than what I thought it was.
yeah, that's the whole trick. That's a big trick, though.
Yeah.
What's the next photo?
It's
It's supposed to be
Wolverine.
Wolverine.
Okay.
I need to move on to Mr. Shirtless Jackson.
It was a fun one. That definitely was a Chris Payne pose right there, though.
Yeah.
He
It
could.
was.
I'm glad he wasn't here.
Okay, I watched another documentary this week.
All righty, let's hear it.
Did you guys watch the Val Kilmer one?
No, I've been meaning to see that.
It's
Is it good?
really good. It's what was so great is because, his health is, he had throat cancer and he can't talk. His son narrates for him. And he's kind of got like a voice box that he talks through. So it seems really sad, but because he kind of controls the narrative and you hear the story from his point of view and what he wants to say, it comes off actually really positive and really honest. And I really enjoyed it.
So he's speaking through like a voice box now?
Yeah. So
Oh my God.
He overcame his cancer, but the treatment, like the chemo and the radiation, damaged his voice box. So
is he out of business basically? Is he no longer acting?
He's not saying he's done. I think he's still kind of healing from all of it, and he's open to what could be.
Yeah.
But he also does art, and he's very happy with that and has found a community in doing art.
It's cool.
Get him on here, Cassandra.
I know, right? Can we get Malcolm over here?
Who is it?
Don't rule out the incredible emotional hit one takes, whose whole life has been about their voice, his activity, their voice, and all of a sudden it's not you. Maybe not to everyone else, but what you hear yourself saying is not you. All of a sudden you're going, what the, come on. And you almost don't want to talk. You almost don't want to.
Well, I've heard a crazy story that there's
Personal
this company.
experience.
There's a company that so this documentary got in trouble about Anthony Bourdain because they use this technology.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you hear about that, Terry?
I did. They took recordings and they were able to recreate words that Bourdain said, but they didn't have a recording of it. They were able to recreate them as though he was saying them, which I thought was a noble thing to do. But it wasn't him actually saying it, although he had said it. Right.
So apparently they're using that technology. They didn't have it for the documentary, but they're using that technology for Val Kilmer's voice box. So it can sound like him.
Interesting.
So Terry, that was interesting. You said you've had some experience with that. Do you mind?
I've had some dental work, which has caused a kind of a whistle in what I say sometimes that I hear. And then I ask people, did you hear the whistle? They say, what whistle? So it's an internal interpretation of what I'm saying.
Oh, wow.
It's subtle, but I'm as vain as you are, Dale, because,
I don't know about that. I mean,
well, okay, we'll have the vein off next Thursday. But it caught me by surprise, and then I have to sort of wake up around it. Ain't that important, but
sure it is.
For a moment, it does feel different. Something's taken away. We don't want anything taken away from us.
Yep.
Right.
What if Bill woke up and he had such an arthritis in his knuckles he couldn't grab the pen as hard as he needs to, and he has to sort of learn to loosen up his drawing so that he can hold his pencil right. He'd be hurt by that, wouldn't you, Bill? If they said you can't physically do something that you want to do because it's your life.
Bill would, but he's like, his drawings are so fearless that it wouldn't even affect him. You know what I mean? It's like
You're probably right.
the stuff would just get even better, and I would be an even
Bill
angrier person.
would go totally my left foot on that. I mean, he would find a way.
Yep.
Thank you.
And Terry, I've had a lot of conversations with you, and you always sound eloquent. You always sound so well spoken. If it means anything, you're the one person that should be talking on this.
Well, let me just whiffle. I'll just whiffle one. Well, John, did you ever hear Bernie talk about his fingers?
Yeah, that's kind of a interesting subject because
is it taboo to talk about it?
It kind of was, but he and my dad became such good friends that my dad used to like joke about it with him all the time. And they would give each other gag gifts all the time. my dad went and he had a pair of gloves made for Bernie, and they were really well done. And Bernie opened them up, and he had the the glove with the corrected fingers on the bottom, and he opened it up, and he's like, geez, he goes, Mark, thank you. You gave me a really beautiful gift. And looks at the second glove and was like, but they saw, he could joke about it, and they joked about it. I think they joked more about Bernie they joked about his height more than they did anything else, because everybody else was considerably taller than him. It's not a whole lot you could joke about Bernie Fuchs with, because he was just so damn good at everything he did.
Hey, Bernie Fuchs.
You may be tall, but I'm Bernie Fuchs, and I draw.
That's right.
Well, I was talking about it last week. I went blind in my right eye, and we didn't know if my left eye was going to go too.
Oh,
All of that stuff hits, and it's really scary.
Jeez.
Didn't know that.
whoa.
Yeah, I got a full detached retina, and just lights out of my right eye. And it took them a while to figure out what it was, and then it was emergency surgery, and I was in disability for 6 weeks, just waiting to see if it was going to stay.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That's scary.
It was scary. I started looking up blind artists and trying to figure out what I would do if it wasn't all going to work, because my other eye had tears in it. We don't know why it happened. It just did. Just got a bad set of retinas, but it all ended up working, and I'm fine. It was 10 years ago.
Wow.
Cassandra, under blind artists, did you find me?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
It was all blues musicians.
It was a lot of ceramics.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
I would become a sculptor.
Yeah, I just was like, okay, it made me feel better to research like how else I could be artistic.
Well, there were some people that were artists that are very close to this crowd. Obviously, Robert Weaver was really close. I mean, I'm sure he was legally blind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he had
Really?
these Coke bottle glasses.
Oh my gosh,
Wow.
I saw a retrospect of his work went with Anita Kuntz to SVA to see a retrospect of his work. And the thing his work was beautiful, and I'd seen a lot of it, but at the end of it, in the case, they had a pair of his glasses. And they talked, and it showed what he could see. He could only, towards the end of his career, he could only see like a dime. It was that much of a tunnel vision. So he had to read from top to bottom his image and kind of guess where things, but he could only see like a dime at a time. Amazing that he could do it.
But he still did it.
He still did it.
Well, I was reading, sadly today, I read that Chuck Close died.
Oh, that's
Oh,
somebody else. Yeah.
And Chuck Close
Great
had
artist.
yeah.
many things. And he was paralyzed from the waist down. And he, through rehabilitation, he got use of his arm from the neck down. From the neck down. And he got use of his arm, and had his paintbrush attached, kind of in a glove thing. And he also suffered from face blindness.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I did read about that.
And, and so someone who, I like him because he just seemed to have a very strong work ethic.
Yes.
He
Yes.
just was like, I'm going to go to work today, and I'm going to do what I do, regardless of what anybody else is doing. Yeah.
And tremendous confidence that what he was going to do was what he wanted to do. And you know what? The public likes it. Good for them. But at the end of the day, I'm going to sign it. And it's what Chuck Close wanted to do that day. That's kind of the Weaver story. John, you brought up Robert Weaver. To think about that guy surviving in the world of commercial art from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, where the art directors were pretty heavy-handed, the Otto Storches at McCall's and such. They didn't want to work with a guy like him. He was a monumental pain in the ass. But then Art Paul at Playboy and Gangle at Sports Illustrated sought him out and gave him the toughest stories, because they know he would do something outrageous and successful and good And he kind of built himself a persona that if you wanted to work with me, accept what I'm going to do and how I'm going to present it. He had a great line when he got the Hall of Fame award at the Society. And we were flabbergasted he showed up, but he did. And he brought Glazer with him and he brought Seymour Quast with him, who weren't big friends of the Society at that time. And his acceptance speech was almost as long as Bernie's.
Thank you very much.
Bernie just said, it's a great club. We've had a lot of fun. Who's buying?
That's great.
Robert Weaver says, well, it's about time you learned it's better having the camel on the inside pissing out than on the outside pissing in.
That
We
is
sat down.
fantastic.
That's
I thought Robert, anyone on the outside here, you listen to this, look up Robert Weaver, see the work he did and say, you know, what art director was willing to stick their job on the line, their mortgage in Long Island, their car payments, their tuition payments, to give this guy an assignment for their magazine.
I mean, he did such interesting things, you know, like I was looking at this Art of Playboy thing of Art of Bond in Playboy, and his Bond was so understated. And he seemed to take this approach that he did the opposite of what you would expect for a given thing, you know, like something fictional, he would make it very mundane. And then something that was real, he would give it this drama, which I think gave a weight to his work, you know.
Right. He had the confidence to draw a line without an elbow in, an arm without an elbow in it. Kind of like the way Hirschfeld did. No, that shoulder and the turn of the shoulder, that's enough to tell you what's happening with this baseball player or whatever.
And then the kind of cigar-shaped fingers.
Yeah.
You know.
Robert Weaver was a unique character, and illustration world was better for having people like him in it.
I even like his, you know, one of the things that makes me come back to some of his work, especially some of his later work, is that I don't entirely understand it. You know, some of his 2-level collages that he did. There was an article in, I think it's in Print, that shows a whole bunch of them. And, you know, they're really interesting. They have really interesting titles and they're thought-provoking, but I can't say that I completely understand what the image is. You know, in the same way that I kind of get, you know, I understand his illustration.
Harry, who gave the best acceptance speech for Society of Illustrators when you were there?
Wow, that's a great question. Saul Tepper, talking about Harvey Dunn as his teacher, Mr. Dunn.
Wow.
I wish I had a better memory.
You always ask us like the toughest questions. I
Yeah.
wanted to like lob you one.
I'm saying you stumped me, Cassandra, on that one, but
Good job, Sandra. You stumped it.
yeah.
Thank you.
I will say those events with a full-blown cocktail hour and then a long dinner and then the few awards afterwards were pretty special, pretty black tie.
Yeah.
You know, times are different. They can do whatever they want, but to make it more of a PBS documentary now, I don't see that as the way to go. You don't have to show me their work. We know who you are. I want to see the personality more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And if the ones that were deceased, you tried to find somebody. So the kid who showed up to do Thomas Nast, because the Nast Museum's out in New Jersey, where he ended up at the end of his life. And we asked the director said, sure, I'd love to come. This was a Thursday night. Monday, the director called, say, I'm so sorry, we have a conflict. The assistant director will be there. She's great. She knows more than anyone else. The morning of the event, she called to say, I don't feel good at all. I can't make the trip. We'll send somebody. And this 12-year-old kid who must have been the coat room attendant showed up, got stinking drunk. And he started reading this script. He didn't know half the words. I'd say it was probably at least an hour script that he had.
Oh
And
my
about
God.
10 minutes into it, John, remember Janet Whiteness, Art Whiteness's wife?
Yeah.
She was a pretty burly gal, and she didn't mind dropping a bomb on you every so often. After 10 minutes, she told the kid to fucking end it right now.
That's
And
funny.
he went to the bar and had a good time.
That's funny.
Those were good. Those were good events. I hope the artists felt honored to be with their buddies, male and female, tuxedos and nice dresses, and applauding the work you did. That's okay.
Cool. I don't think they wear tuxedos anymore to those things, do they?
Hey, it's different. I'm glad they wear shoes. You enjoy drawing the muscles, getting those pecs right?
Oh yeah.
My God, he's just so many. I remember watching a show about him talking about working on this thing and working himself out for this.
What a
It's
nightmare.
insane. The meals that he ate and the, you know.
Bill, if you want to step off camera and lift up your shirt and check your, just to make sure you got the pecs right, we're happy. We'd appreciate it if you did it off camera.
I think I'm good. Yeah, but I did lose about 10 or 12 pounds recently, so I'm pretty.
Oh,
Oh,
good for you.
congratulations.
Delight of us.
How'd you do it?
Were you trying to?
Yeah, I was running and working with weights, but I have about 10 to go. Or at least 10 to go.
Well, the key there, if I may,
Yes, please.
Goals are seductive because okay, I'm gonna lose 10 pounds, I'm gonna
Yeah.
run this far, I'm gonna whatever it is. But that's not the way to really accomplish what it is you want to accomplish. You need to make sure that you're doing whatever it is to affect the change you want to affect in a way that is sustainable and becomes a lifestyle, right? Yeah, I mean, that's probably pretty obvious. You're a smart guy, but there are a lot of people who, they'll lose the weight, they'll run however far they want to run, and then it's like, well, okay, that's done.
Right.
And then they're surprised when suddenly, they put weight back on. So
So can we go to your bio now and sign up for Noom? Is that what that?
Yeah.
You get the fee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that. And
I've trained a lot of people, and I've never I've never taken money for it because then it's a real responsibility. But I learned a lot about the whole, how to do stuff like that. And that's just a very basic, building block kind of thing there.
Yeah.
But it's a fundamental that I think a lot of people just, you don't think about it because you think, okay, I want to do this and then everything will be great. And it's like, well, if you don't actually change your habits and your lifestyle. I wonder if that Noom thing works, because that's basically what that is, right?
Yeah, I think it does. I know several people that have used it. It's been real helpful for them.
Yeah.
This is a fun thing to draw.
There's a lot going on.
There's so much going on. I don't even know how to tackle it all in the time.
I kind of was just thinking the same thing, I didn't even try to make it a Hugh Jackman likeness. I was just like, I'm going to draw Wolverine and, See where that goes.
Um,
Yeah.
so my husband was saying that he saw pictures of Natalie Portman because she's going to be like the female Thor, and just said she is jacked. Like her
Wow.
her arms, he was like, they're huge. She's like she's done some impressive weightlifting to get ready for the role.
Oh, wow.
Natalie Portman?
Natalie Portman,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, she's always just such a tiny little
I
thing.
know,
Yeah,
she's
she's
so
a little-
tiny. So I forgot. I meant to look it up to see what she actually looked like.
It's like the anti-Black Swan, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's interesting. I have to look for that.
Natalie Portman's 40 years old, which doesn't seem
What?
possible. Yeah,
Yep, she's my age.
I mean that's just to me. That's just not that seems so young still, but it's just like
Well, it means we're old because she was a kid when I first saw her.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
This-
Chuck Todd said noon work for him. He's down 75 pounds since November. Wow, Chuck, well
Wow.
done.
Wow, that's awesome, Chuck.
Excellent.
You buy some new clothes, enjoy it. That's great. That's great. So this superhero thing, do you think it's just a pendulum swing away from the underdogs to superheroes, and will it come back, or have we created a kind of niche that is going to last in superhero marketing, movies, books, shows, etc.?
I think
think
it's going to last. I hope it isn't as dominant as it is now, because it's like, man, I guess it's great. You know, the industry's making money off of it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Jobs.
I'm sure there's jobs in the CGI end of it and all the other creative parts of it. I think in the early days of DC and Marvel, when someone would show up on Monday morning and said, I created a superhero over the weekend, and you can read people's minds or whatever. Must have been kind of exciting.
What a job. Right.
So not to bore you, but one of my college friends got a dog. He named the dog Crypto, Superman's dog. So Crypto's birthday had to be celebrated. It would be a party about superheroes. The first one was your favorite. Second party was create your own. And somebody came as Rockman, one of the famous triumvirate of Rockman, Paperman, and Scissors Man. And had the whole story, and he had two cardboard rocks over his head. It was very, very clever.
That's cute.
We never knew what Rockman could do, but it didn't matter because, well, the party
Oh,
got going.
that is so fun.
Terry, that's fun that, you think about like a costume party, Halloween, celebrating Halloween,
Mhm.
and how creative people could be. When my wife first started at Hallmark, we went to the first and only time I went to the Halloween party and at the time Hallmark was flying. They had a huge number of artists that worked there, and some very good artists and some very creative people. And the winner, I got such a kick out of the winner of the costume party that night came as Snow White trash. It was awesome. It was so good. It was so simple, and
Right.
she owned it. She just killed it. And
Yeah.
Great. Would she have like box wine with her? And
she had it nailed. I mean, she
that's
just
funny.
One of the costumes, one of the themes of the crypto party was the movie Animal House had just come out. So it was do something over there to Animal House. And if you remember, there's a scene at the end where they take Flounder's father's Lincoln Continental and they turn it into a tank.
Yeah.
the Deathmobile.
The Deathmobile.
They're driving into the parade. So I did that. I took an old flexible flyer sled and out of foam core built a black top to it, put all the decals, Deathmobile and all that. So it was, a good sized chunk of cardboard. And my buddy showed up in his van to pick it up. I happened to be making it at the Society of Illustrators and was taking it through the basement door through the front lobby when most of the board of directors walked in. As I was walking out, see, is that our new employee? Yeah, he's going to last a long time. Yeah, right.
That's awesome.
Deathmobile.
Of course, you were wearing a toga at the time.
Right.
Oh, you were there, weren't
Well, I kind of was in my own way. That movie came out when I was a freshman in college.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, God.
No kidding. What year was that?
In 1982. No, 1980. 79 and 80. Graduated
Oh,
high school
wow.
in 79. So
Oh, I thought that was older. I thought it was like,
no, it came out in 79, I think.
oh, okay.
That's my guess.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
Are we supposed to move on to the next pose?
I think we are. Let's see. Oh yeah, right at the good timing. This one's hard to leave.
I know. I was like, I'm just gonna stab a couple more highlights.
Yeah, you're all going back to it tomorrow, you know that, or later tonight.
Yeah. Probably.
Well, as always, gang, I thoroughly enjoy you allowing me to stalk and to see your work and share a couple of lies now and then. I have a phone call with my sister in New Mexico every Thursday night, and I got to call her. And so I'm going to see you
nice.
soon. Thank you for indulging me, and
Thanks for coming, Terry.
Hey,
keep
thank you, Terry.
Hugh
Again,
Jackman. Keep him
You're the
going.
best sounding guy on here. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Good to see you,
Definitely.
As
Terry.
long as I don't whistle, right? Bye, gang.
Take
Bye.
care, man. What a fun guy.
I love his stories.
So funny.
Yeah, I do too.
This is definitely a fun.
I swear.
Oh, wow, John, that's great.
Yeah. They're all looking good.
What's the next one?
The next one is Regina King, Watchmen.
The Watchmen.
That was such a great character.
I better draw it or Timmy will yell at me.
Yep.
Hey, Bill, you're in North Carolina or South Carolina?
I'm in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, or Carver, North Carolina.
Are you guys in the path of that hurricane?
Fred or Grace?
Probably. I don't know.
Probably.
Probably.
That's not a good answer.
Yeah.
We're always in the path.
Probably.
I guess I'm probably just more, up on
I
what's
don't know.
happening in the
Yeah,
minute.
I don't know. I have to look. Now I got to look.
Okay. Well, there might be a hurricane Saturday, so
Oh, jeez.
we're directly in the path here. So
Is that Hurricane Grace?
Yeah, I think we're under
Oh.
Grace now, right?
here it is.
Okay.
You're in the path, Dale,
Yeah.
Okay.
but it's probably going to be greatly diminished by the time it gets to you, right?
I don't know.
Depends how far it stays off the coast, right?
Yeah, we
Well, right now it's. Well, I don't know if it's Grace because that one looks like it's
how many are there?
Well,
hitting.
there was
blue
Fred.
from
Fred was
Mexico.
just here.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that one looks like the path is like, yeah, it looks like it's kind of headed towards Mexico.
No. That wouldn't be
It's a
it.
different one then.
We're north.
Maybe you're getting Fred. So we just,
I know.
Well, it said Grace, so
oh, is it Grace?
Yeah, I mean, it's tropical storm grace. It's like, let's see.
Yeah, Fred's, I mean, can you imagine your house
We're
taking
supposed to have
down?
a lot of rain
Fred?
tomorrow,
I
so
know.
maybe that's what you're getting Saturday.
Give it a name,
Fred, what happened to your house? It's knocked down. Well, Fred. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Henry.
Oh, Henry. Oh,
Tropical
Henry.
storm Henry. That's the one that's headed toward you. No, it's off the coast. It's Henry with an I, so it's Henri.
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 Or
That's
Henry.
better, Dale.
Yeah, that's much better.
It's
Okay,
Robert
Henry.
Henry.
Wasn't he like difficult? And he was like, no, we're gonna go with Henry. Wasn't that his thing?
Robert Henry,
I think it was.
the art spirit guy.
Yeah. I think like he
Henry.
yeah, I think he was like, no, it's Henry. Because everybody's like, come on, man, you're
Well, there you
French.
go. For the audience, if you haven't read it, it's a great book. Great lessons on art. I don't,
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he was a good painter too, but I think his book had the art spirit.
Yes.
It will get you motivated more than anything.
Oh,
What-
you know
what-
what book I was reading? Daily Rituals of Artists. Have you got any of you read it?
No.
It's really interesting. It's just literally each chapter is a different artist, whether they're a writer or singer or a painter, or there's even some scientists, and like their daily ritual for being creative.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, like-
George O'Keeffe gets up early, goes for a walk in the desert, comes back, has 2 pieces of toast and an egg, and
Wow.
then sits down to work till noon, takes a long lunch break, maybe a nap sometimes, and then goes back to work. And like, so it just lays it out. It's like literally out of their journals.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's just always cool to read about like how different artists tackle their day. Like I never thought about my ritual, and I'm like, oh, I do have a ritual. Like, do you guys?
Oh, you do? What's your ritual?
Oh, I mean, mine is based on like a babysitter comes at 10, and I get my daughters up at like 7:30, and so we have breakfast. I get them ready. If some mornings I'm on a run before the girls are up at 6:30, and then I paint 10 to 6, 3 days a
No
week.
kidding. 10 to 6.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And like that time I have to paint, but I do everything around like the schedule. But I mean, what about you guys?
Well, see, before I really admire. So you're doing all of your stuff is self-directed, right?
Yeah.
That's really impressive because, like, I am so assignment driven. I was going to make a joke. Yeah, get up, ignore the email from the art director, go for a run, ignore the email from the art director. Finally, 3:00, open the email, agree to get the job done by 8 the next night, repeat.
Well,
But,
I have my deadlines. Like I have my shows. So like I have those deadlines I have to make. Like I have 4 group shows coming up and a solo in November. So I know like I have all of the work that has to get done. So that keeps me on task.
That's great. That's
Wow.
great. Yeah, I've just relied so much on, the assignment frame of mind that I'm not good at self-directed work. How about you guys? Bill, John?
I'm trying to think. Well, this last about almost 2 months I've been teaching kids in the daytime. So, but when I'm not doing that, it's been on days when I'm making art. It's get up, have coffee, read the news, look at social media, have breakfast, probably go for a run or go to the gym, come back, work for a few hours, maybe 2 to 3 hours, stop. I don't know, do something else, and then come back for about 2 or 3 hours, and then so it's like kind of interspersed throughout the day. I find that like if I'm working on a painting, I can only work on the same painting for about an hour and a half to 2 hours at a time.
Wow, really?
I have to switch to something else,
Yeah.
because after about 2 hours, or at the most, really it's more like an hour and a half. After about 2 hours, nothing good is going to come out of it. You know, I'm just hacking away. So then I switch to something else. Lately, doing the comic stuff I've been doing, I will get up, have my coffee, sit down either at my desk or on my couch and work at either the drawing table or the coffee table. And I'll just start. And I'll work. I could work for 3 or 4 hours doing that. But yeah, it's taken me a long time to get to some being self-motivated. I have to have a show or some kind of goal. If there's a goal in mind, I'll work more. I'm not real, not real great without some kind of deadline.
Sandra, how many shows do you typically have, planned, or, it's kind of in the works?
Well, like, it's always interesting. Like I'll go into everything is like always truncated in a year. Like in January, I always complain like, oh, I'm worried about this year. And then immediately I'll like the invites will slowly start to trickle in, and then I get really, really busy. So this October, I like set myself up for chaos because there was just so many cool opportunities. So I have 1 show in September, 3 in October. And so I'm getting through all of that. I finished the September work. I'm getting through the October work, and I've been working on my solo show like off and on. So after I finish the last October piece, then I'll just push full force on the solo.
That's great.
But I think, gosh, I don't know. I think I have like 14 shows this year.
14.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so how many paintings will you have in any one of these shows?
Well, like earlier I had a mini solo. So how many did I do for that one? I think I did 9 pieces for the mini solo. And then like most group shows, I do 1 piece. This past group show, I did 2 pieces. My solo show, I'm hoping to have 15 pieces. And these group shows coming up are all 1 piece each. So
Nice.
on my
Awesome.
painting days are painting days. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I paint.
Yep.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, I hang with my daughters and we do stuff together. But like we'll have drawing time, and I'll be working on sketches for future paintings, and like maybe doing something on social media, and I have them doing crafts.
That's great. Yeah.
You were going to say you had them painting for you.
Gotta get
Oh
them
yeah, that'd be
painting.
great. We're slowly gonna train them to get there.
Get them earning.
That's amazing. I mean, just that also to me that you set up that many solo shows. How many years has it taken to get to the point where you have that many solo shows?
Well, I've only been really pushing with the fine arts. This is my 3rd year,
Oh, wow.
but I have been doing it quietly while working full-time for Trader Joe's for years before. So I built up enough work to have half a solo show ready to go by the
Okay.
time I kind of started seeking like galleries out.
So you got it in your back pocket.
Yeah. So like when the chance popped up in a gallery was like, I want to see your stuff. Can I come visit your studio? They looked around, they're like, all right, like we'll call you tomorrow. We want to talk about it for sure. But they called me and they're like, you're ready to go. We want to give you a solo show in a few months and representation. So like I got ready for the opportunity before the opportunity arose.
Right.
You got ready to be lucky.
Yeah. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just like illustration. You have the portfolio to show that you can do the work.
Yep.
In your case, which I've been there, you got to have the inventory too.
Yeah, yeah,
the thing.
exactly. Addie's asking how I got into group shows. So Addie, I follow a lot of galleries. Sometimes there's like open calls. Sometimes it's like cold emails. Like I will write galleries. I'll see the artist they show and think that I could be a good fit. And I send them samples, and there's multiple ways to kind of get in. Sorry, and how?
That's always been the part of the gallery thing that's intimidated me. Is cold sending out to galleries. Like if I visit a gallery and I talk to them, and I'm there and I look around and they somewhat know of me, then I can go and I can talk about, tell them I want to show there and stuff. But if it's there's no prior connection.
Oh, I feel more comfortable with no prior connection, because if they don't like me, they'll totally forget that I emailed them.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, it's actually like a kinder rejection. So, I mean, at the beginning of the year, I'll send out emails. The solo show I got, or the mini solo I had in April, that was funny because I cold emailed them because I've been following them and I really, really like a lot of the art they show. And I didn't know if my stuff was going to be too out there or not, but I sent them an email, sent them samples, just looking to make it into a group show. And they sent me a really nice email back telling me not at this time. And then then I wrote them and thanked them for just looking at it. And then 2 days later, I got an email back being like, we kept thinking about you and we want you in our mini solo show. You're getting a mini solo. And like,
Jeez.
yeah.
oh, awesome. So what was a no actually became a yes.
Yeah. It was actually a sweeter yes, because they couldn't stop thinking about my art and decided to let me in.
That's fantastic.
That's when you're like, oh yeah, I'm busy. Sorry.
And you
And
still have
some-
time to draw with us.
Huh?
And you still have time to draw with us.
Oh my gosh, I love drawing with you guys. This is like happy hour every week, just getting to hang out, chat, and laugh with you all.
Like that, not with us, at us.
Yep, I like it. I like it. I feel the same way. I mean, laughing at everyone.
Someone's asking about how you deal with all the rejections. Honestly, the more you get rejected, for me, the less personally I take it. Like there's some that I find are a total bummer that I didn't make the cut. But I have a big list of my accomplishments and rejections, and I write down like who I'm applying for, and if I got a response or didn't get a response, and I just celebrate the yeses and move on from the nos.
That's really good attitude,
Yeah, after a while, it's so not a thing.
Yeah.
It's a choice. You can choose to take it as being rejected, or it's just like what you were just saying, Cassandra, it's just like a not right now.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just like, it's not even that they don't like your art, it's just maybe you don't fit that moment, that time. Like a lot of galleries request that you reapply or send a new email the next time. Like I have shows and grants that I keep applying to because I think eventually I'll wear them down. It's just,
Yeah.
If you hang around long enough, that's always my experience with success is really just hanging around long enough.
that's what Gregory Manchez says. He says he just like, because I asked him, I was really intimidated by going out into the art world, and he's like, he was like, I was so when I graduated, like I was mediocre and I just kept doing it, and then everybody else kind of moved on and I just kept doing it, and eventually I just got better and I got more work.
And then did he disappear into the shadows?
Well, and then John later told me he got an internship with Gary Kelly, and I'm like, what?
Huh.
Oh, Gary hired him out of college.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he worked for Hellman Studios for like 5 years. Or
Oh,
maybe
wow.
longer.
I say that because the shadows thing, because I met him in Amherst at the illustration masterclass. He and Irene Gallo, and Irene said that he was like a trained ninja,
What?
Yeah.
and he could, if he wanted to just hide in the shadows, he could do that. I was like, dude, you got to show me how to do that. And he's cagey. He was like, oh, I really don't talk about it. So, well, I'm talking about it. I want some of that.
I mean, you casually talk about running Ironmans. I think you've got your own like mad.
I
skills
want
there.
to hide in shadows, Cassandra. That is the thing. Like, just disappear, right? That is.
When you can run an Ironman, you don't need to hide in the shadows.
Yeah.
No, it's because that's all you can do.
Ah,
That means you run. You can do all that stuff slowly for a long time. That's all that is.
Yeah, slow and easy. That's my running game.
So that's interesting. So you paint from like you're like strict 6 or 10 to 6 because that's the time you have.
Yeah, because that's all the time I have, 3 days a week
Yeah.
to get the work done. So when it's time, like I have
Yep.
a wonderful friend who's our babysitter. So, she arrives, she keeps the girls busy, takes them outside, and I'm able to sit down and I just get to work. I listen to a lot of books, a lot of podcasts, anything to distract my brain so I stay focused.
that's
Yeah. When we had kids, I became so efficient
Yeah.
because my wife left for work at 3, and it was like, okay, get up and go.
Yeah, you just when you only have a certain amount of time to get done. I don't know, I think it's been a gift that way.
Yeah.
I think I'm better when I don't have a lot of time. It's just
Well, you're probably just more decisive, right?
right. It just
Like you were talking about only being good for 2 hours. I'll bet if all you had was 2 hours, you would get 4 hours worth of work in.
right. I mean, I make the decision making becomes really fast, and then I do the same thing. I put music on and I don't think about it. 2 hours pass by and I've done X. I mean, there's times when I've worked longer, but I'm usually working on several things at a time if I'm doing that.
Oh, Bill, I really like that.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm trying to. There's
Yeah.
some marks that I don't love, but I can't do anything about them. So thank you. I really appreciate that you told me to stop with Harley Quinn last week.
I loved that Harley.
It was awesome.
I really did.
Thank you. That was yeah, I got lucky. It was like, okay, that one.
It's funny. I did this charcoal during the pandemic. I did this charcoal drawing of my son, and I kind of posted a process shot, and all you could see were the eyes and the nose and a little bit of like the hair and the mouth, but it was very unfinished, but very focused on just the eyes and the central part of the face, and put it on Instagram. And Sterling Hundley was like, "Stop!" Capital letters, and I didn't, and he was right. And I was like, "Oh, that's nice." It kept going, and lost that magical quality.
Okay, speaking of magical qualities, my good friend and brilliant cohort, Brent Watkinson, excuse me, I'm joking here, is teaching a color class that kicks off next week. Anybody who wants to learn about color, check out our mini courses. It's called Color Theory, and Brent teaches the application of color better than anybody that I've ever listened to before. Sorry, Mr. Gurney, I know you're brilliant. Brent's better.
I love that. I love it.
It's-
Oh, Dale, that's
Okay.
fantastic.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. See, stopping early, I get to look at what everybody else is doing too. John, that is so cool.
It's a big blob.
Yeah, but that's what's good. It's a very cool blob, you know. Oh, Cassandra, that's cool.
Oh yeah, I feel like I'm in Blobland too.
Now, when you,
This one's hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
it is hard. Yeah. I think of her hat as one of those hats you see people in her hood. Looks like one of those sort of dome-shaped hats you see people in the fields picking rice and
Oh yeah.
you know.
I don't. It's what's her name? It's Sister Knight. Is that the name of her
Yeah, I think that's right.
character?
Yeah. I really like that show. That was a great.
Has anybody seen Underground Railroad?
Have not seen it.
Ooh. It's Barry Jenkins did it, who did Moonlight. It's a, I don't know how many parts there are, but I'm kind of, I feel like I'm getting towards the end, but wow. And I bring it up because it has a similar feel to Watchmen. No, there are no superheroes, but there's kind of fantastic element to it, you know?
Yeah.
But wow, it is very good.
Cool. I have
know.
been.
Streaming on.
I'm going to interrupt again because I'm going to mention that about Brent's class, and we got kind of distracted there. Anybody that's been around Brent that knows Brent, I know you can verify what I'm saying. He's a bright boy.
Yeah. And he's really one of the best teachers, best natural teachers I've
Yeah,
ever encountered.
Oh gosh.
that's a really nice thing to say, Dale, and it's true. I mean, he
Yep.
has a great. Brent and I've had a long relationship. I helped him a lot when he was getting started as an illustrator, and over time he's managed to, like, things that I was taught that were like I learned to do intuitively or just by watching, with no understanding scientifically how they worked. He always, he would say, "Hey, John, you know what you're doing there?" And then he would explain it to me technically. And he goes, "That's what this is. This is how this works." And he's just got an incredibly great understanding of how things work.
Well, and he communicates really well. And it's funny, when I first met him, I immediately knew, okay, this guy's much smarter than me, and he doesn't need to underscore that.
Right.
He doesn't make you feel like that. It's just that you know it.
Yeah. Yeah. He is able to break down real complex ideas in a way that like made it very accessible for me.
Yeah, and he's a good guy too, which is, again, maddening, right?
Yeah.
You're smart, you're talented, and there's nothing to complain about. Come on, man.
Somebody's asking about what art mediums everybody's using. They said, I can tell John is using charcoal. I'm using acrylic on cardboard that I prepped with GAC 100. Dale and Bill, they compliment Bill on his great use of white space.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm using charcoal tonight. Earlier today, I was using oil paint and charcoal and colored pencils. And, somebody had asked about it. And earlier there was a question about Discord service to share art, help other artists with their work. if you don't know about Studio Bridge, that's sort of like that. And we have, it's 15 days free trial, and then monthly is $39. But there are 4 talks per month by an individual artist. On months where we have 5 weeks, we have a crit night. 5 Mondays, we have a crit night. So it's every Monday there's a artist talk, and then we have art directors come on. People post work, share work, and then we have drawings. John and I draw together Thursday mornings. And God, we've been going on that for about 8 months now.
Wow.
Yeah, 9 months, because we started in December as a trial. And so
Wow.
earlier today we drew, this is one from earlier today, we drew some of the Batman
Oh, fun. That's
Oh,
great.
that's cool.
characters. Thanks. Yeah, so we were drawing Burgess Meredith and Eartha Kitt, and then Frank Gorshin is the Riddler, which my Riddler didn't really come out with the right colors, but oh my God, he's so much fun to draw. So that's something. If you go to Visual Arts Passage, there's a link to Studio Bridge, and yeah, here's the Eartha Kitt. Still got some things I want to do to it, but
Oh, that's cool.
thank you.
I love Don's talk this week, by the way. That piece was awesome.
Yeah, Don Kilpatrick was our guest speaker this month. He's
Yeah,
got one more night.
Don did a kind of history talk of his personal history and influences and inspirations, and then he's done 2 demos, really beautiful paintings based on memories and photos taken in Japan when we went there to learn how to make shoes. And I guess he's going to do a printmaking thing this coming Monday.
Oh, good.
I think
That'll
so.
be fun to watch.
He's a talented guy. Very nice guy too. And somebody had asked, how do you, in the question Q&A, I don't know if this was answered, but the recordings of these sessions are on the Visual Arts Passage website under Illustration Isolation. And then Krista Leanne asked, how do you go about asking a gallery if they would feature you? I think that's exactly how you do it,
Yeah, it's you email them, like research the gallery, see if they would show art that you fit in with. And then, yeah, they always have their email available, unless it says they'll specify like not accepting artists, and don't email them because you're just not going to get a response.
Yeah.
But do it anyway and piss them off.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Not accepting entries. Oh my God.
I know. Yes,
You know,
you are.
and also like there's artist residencies too, and sometimes these are put on by galleries. Sometimes I just saw one. It's like I forget where it was, but it's just like 2 weeks or so or something like that. You just go, you can make art, or you can just relax for 2 weeks.
Oh, was it the one in Maine, on Peaks Island in Maine?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
there's-
four.
there's
That's
really
4
cool ones.
illustrators.
Yeah, that sounds really good to me. I'm like, I could, yeah, it's in Maine, and then I think group shows are a good way to entering group shows that you see come up.
Oh yeah, because that's how they want to, like, that's how you then will get into mini solos and solos, is just building your CV up.
Yeah. Cassandra, how do you feel about the group shows that ask for an entry fee?
I think it depends, like, there's like museum shows and the money for the entry fee goes to the prize money kind of thing.
Right.
Like that for me is acceptable, but like if it's just like a regular gallery, I've never paid to get in. Like,
That's weird.
Yeah.
there's been some like, yeah, so juried shows that have a art prize, like often those will charge for an entry fee, but like they're pretty upfront what it's used for. If they're not, then it's shady.
Yeah.
should we be on to the next one?
Just about.
Well, I finished with the last one, so I think we should be on to the next one.
That's good.
Based on my speed of drawing, right?
I'm not enjoying that view.
Yeah, these all look fantastic, man. And Dale, what are you drawing with today?
Just my cowardly Carbothello pencil. And I say cowardly because it's way too easy to use.
That's so
Hey,
cool.
Dale, how do you sharpen those things?
I just stick it in the old pencil sharpener.
Don't they, don't they break up a lot?
Just like that. No, they come out, nice and sharp. These are pretty sturdy. They're I think they're not soft. They're like a medium.
Hold on a second.
Oh, that's so cool. That white space.
Like that, Dale? Is that what you have?
Yeah, one of these.
Yeah.
Do you like those better than the Prismacolor?
I do, because you can't move that stuff around. They're Prismacolors are, they're static. These are very active. You can.
So what's that brand again?
Stabilo, Carbothello. Here, if you.
Okay.
And so is that more of a pastel pencil?
Yeah. That's the
Cool.
brand there.
You got to get your name put on that box.
Yeah, an endorsement deal.
Yeah, get yourself a nice sponsorship.
It's used by Dale Stefanos.
Yeah.
In isolation.
Hey, Cassandra, what are those brushes with the thick part of the handle?
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Oh, these are just cheapies I got off of Amazon that were like detail brushes to paint miniatures. I think it was like 10 bucks a pack, but I like the grip and that it has a nice point and I don't feel bad for like beating it up.
Oh, okay. Because I do this. I just wrap this is a Series 7 that's like 20 years old. I just put a kneaded erase around it.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah, because I have all these like tiny ones, which I love the treacle bristles, but like I would love a grip on that. That's not a bad idea. So yeah, these just made me happy because they're so easy to grip.
Yeah. Huh. So which one is next here?
The Joker.
Joker.
Heath
Oh,
Ledger.
cool.
Also, someone was talking about where to watch old ones. You can just go over to YouTube and put in illustration isolation to look up old episodes, right?
So.
Someone's probably looking for all of the Ray Bonilla episodes.
We've gotten rid of those. Those have been archived.
You mean season 1?
Yes.
Yeah.
That killed me.
We didn't renew his contract. I want Ray to come back.
I know.
we want Ray back.
Love Ray.
He's so fun.
Such a good guy.
Okay.
It's funny that I mentioned that Underground Railroad. It has such a Ray Bonilla palette. It's all hots and super cools.
I was gonna say,
Oranges, and
beautiful
blues.
light.
Yeah, oranges and blues everywhere.
Ugh.
Really cool. To the point where I don't know about you guys, but sometimes when I'm watching something that's really beautiful, I have no idea what had just happened.
Oh yeah.
So I've got to kind of go back and see what I missed.
Do you guys ever watch movies like and just figure out who the cinematographer was inspired by, like art wise? Like there's some movies that it just has the palette of an artist, like you were saying with Underground Railroad. Do you ever see shows or movies that way?
I always wonder, but like you look at I love the Sergio Leone westerns, or I mean, like Shape of Water was incredible, right? I mean, that talk about a painter's palette.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I've never, I look for the cinematographers, but I've never gone as far as to find out who they look at. That's a good idea.
Um, gosh, I can't even remember what I was watching, but my husband and I were watching something, and we're like, the colors of that just matched a like a series of Norman Rockwell paintings.
Oh, wow.
Like a hyper realistic use of color, like the way that he would, but it's kind of dated to his era. And like we were watching something else, and it made us think of another artist. We were looking up the paintings and we're matching it. We're like, oh yeah, they were like really inspired by Dean Cornwell, and yeah, it's just fun to think of it that way.
It is. It is. Well, I know, Mad Men was really influenced by a lot of the advertising art of the early 60s.
Robert Baxter, um,
The
that was one of the illustrators. In fact, Robert Baxter did, I think he did some of the promotional stuff for it.
Yeah, I thought I remembered seeing that.
Dale, do you have any cool projects you're working on right now?
Well, the only thing I'm really that's kind of a project I'm working on is I'm doing a new kind of short comic story. It's a World War I love story, and I'm going to take that and put a proposal together with that and some of the other comic stories I've written and drawn, and start to approach publishers with it.
That's exciting.
Probably early next year would be the time I get, I want to get one story kind of completely done, or at least mostly done. And then I have 3 or 4 other short black and white stories. So this one's in color. And so, and then I just have a bunch of paintings that are in kind of various stages, and I'm still doing little things that I keep putting up on my website, hoping to sell. And how about you? I mean, well, you have gallery shows coming up, right?
Yeah. I'm just busy with that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Have you had publish your own book before, or comic?
So
I know you've worked with like in graphic novels.
yeah, so well, I did a series in the late 90s called Fault Lines for DC.
I remember that, Bill.
Yeah, that was like a 6-issue thing. And then I did, after that, or around that time, I did some short stories for a man named David Spurlock, who had a company called Vanguard Publishing. And George did some things for him. Baron had some things for him. He did a book called Tales from the Edge. And I did I think 2 or 3 things for that. And then, and for another small company, I think it was Caliber Comics, I did a adaptation of an Alan Moore song that was printed in black and white, and I'd like to see it printed in color.
An Alan Moore song?
Yeah, called The Hair of the Snake That Bit Me.
That's funny.
There was all this circus imagery, and I think they later collected it into a book of all the songs. But it was printed in black and white, and I did it in full color. And it was a lot of collage photos and paint. And there's a couple things I'd probably redo the type, because the type was a little sloppy, but and then I had a short, there was back when I was in college, Barron had a magazine called Watch. It was like a student magazine. And a lot of us would contribute to it and do different things. And David Spurlock did a kind of a thing called Watch Annual, I guess. And I wrote and drew a silent story about a character called Psychic Pedestrian, who may or may not have psychic power, telekinetic powers. But it doesn't end well for him. So I wanted to create a superhero that only lasts one issue. Like I gave him an origin story and killed him off in the same,
Wow.
And then there was a short thing I did for there's been other little things that I've done that I wanted to kind of just revisit and do. And then so that's kind of the main thing that's been taking up my time, and lots of research about World War One.
That's cool.
Why lots of research about World War One?
Because the story I'm doing, the main
Oh,
story
okay.
takes place in World War One, and so just mostly like, what did the houses look like? What did the costumes look like? What did the guns look like, etc. It's really a love story, but
Oh, so that's funny. We were talking about that last night.
yeah, and so it's a love story, but but I now know what some of these guns were, and so I love finding out about the weird armor.
I know, that was crazy, right?
Yeah, and I mean, I was looking at it, and it's just bizarre. But
I mean, this is only semi-related. Did you see 1917?
I haven't seen 1917.
Oh, you got to watch that.
I heard it's amazing.
Yeah, it's high up on the list of things to see.
It's very good. Like, I don't, for me, it wasn't, the content wasn't as compelling as just the visual. There's really not a lot of story there, and there's not a lot of character there.
Right.
But you were definitely moved through a couple of hours in a very compelling way.
That's cool.
It's the idea is that it's one shot. Of course, it's not really, but it feels like one shot.
Yeah.
I I looked a lot of World War One stuff because I had a commission of a golden retriever to be painted as a World War One soldier.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and
That's
like,
unusual.
yeah, it was like a really good challenge because I was looking at old photography and just trying to like nail down the uniform because it was very different. There wasn't a good unified uniform across everything, I guess, because they had to pull everything together so quickly.
We were talking about it in study hall last night. They were still, like Lake was saying, they were still carrying swords. It was still very primitive, kind of semi-medieval armor. In the 20th century, and it's funny. I mean, just a few years later, you'd have atomic bomb, for God's sake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, good call. Crimson Peak. They were talking about the great set design of that. That was one of those ones where it was beautiful to just look at everything. Like, it must have been so fun for the set designers.
Oh, I don't know that. I'll check it out.
I mean, it's very gothic, but visually it's gorgeous.
And somebody mentioned Wes Anderson, who's always amazing.
Oh, yes, I love him. I'm actually reading my daughter's Fantastic Mr. Fox right now, and so I'm hoping to show them that movie.
What a great movie!
I finally watched Island of the Dogs.
Isle of Dogs. Was that good?
I liked it. Yeah, I was surprised. I didn't think I was going to like it, but I liked it a lot.
The only thing, I didn't like his first one, and that was really it. I mean, I've loved everything else.
Oh, you talking about Bottle Rocket?
Yeah. Oh God, I hated that movie.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait for it to be done. It's like, okay, enough.
Yeah, that wasn't my favorite. But then I always felt bad because everyone were like, "Oh, it's the best," and I was like, oh, "I feel bad. It
No.
wasn't my favorite."
I
No,
just,
it's like that indie band you don't get. You know?
Yeah, that's totally how I felt, and I was just like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry."
Yeah, it was awesome.
have any of you ever seen the movie Titus by that's the one with Anthony Hopkins. I
No.
want to say it's by Jane Campion, but maybe not.
Mm-mm.
I watched that thing and I just could not. I was just like, I gotta leave. I can't,
Yeah, yeah.
I would have walked out, if I hadn't been with somebody else.
I've never done that. Have you ever walked out of a movie?
One. I walked out of one.
No kidding. What was it?
They again, this is one of those ones that just shows I'm not one of the cool kids. They were re-showing Blood Simple at the Bird Theater, which is this really old theater, and it's the Coen brothers, and it was supposed to be so cool, but there was just this scene where they're killing somebody. It went on forever, and they were coughing and just fighting each other, and you didn't know who was going to end up dying, and I just got fed up and walked out and got ice cream instead.
Cassandra, you are not in the cool kids club.
I am not. I just wanted something to be happier.
We are pulling your
Sandra,
car.
which movie was it?
Blood
Blood
Simple.
Oh, Blood Simple. Oh my God, I love that movie.
I know.
I do too.
I know I was not going to be the cool kid for that.
All right. Well, you know what? You get a pass. You have one
I
more.
understand though.
Don't let it happen again.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
There are some really funny, awkward moments in that movie that
Well, that's what's great about Coen Brothers. It's never just one thing,
I didn't love The Man from Nowhere. Or
I didn't see that.
it's the one with it's got a very young Scarlett Johansson in it.
Huh.
I think it's called Man from Nowhere. It's got it's Billy Bob Thornton. And I think he's a barber. And I just didn't, I haven't seen the one with the 3 billboards.
I
Oh,
like-
yeah, I haven't seen that one.
What's that?
The 3 billboards that the Coen
Francis
brothers.
McDormand.
Yeah.
That's a Coen Brothers movie?
Uh-huh.
Huh. I didn't realize that.
And I liked it a lot.
I bet it was amazing.
The one I will watch again and again is Ballot of Buster Scruggs.
Oh, I love that.
Oh,
I've never seen it, and I want to very badly. I keep forgetting about it.
it's what's great is that they're short stories, so I think there are 5. So if you're getting impatient with one, it'll be over soon.
You wouldn't believe me if I told you actually how many times I've seen Oh Brother, We're Out Though.
Yeah, I
watched
would,
it
because
so many times.
how many times do you think? Because I bet I'm right there with you.
That was really well done.
Yeah.
I would say honestly 30 plus.
Oh, wow. Oh, you're one of
Movie,
those.
Well, we watch it like holidays. We watch it with when we drive to Colorado a lot, or I did with my kids a lot.
Yeah.
And we would always have that movie on.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's a great movie.
Fun.
That's a great movie. Music is amazing.
Yes. Oh, I love that soundtrack.
So see if you recognize this. My daughter's 7, my son's like 5. Maybe my daughter's 8 and my son's 5. So I'm real close to that. And we were staying in a friend of mine's condo, and he was on the top floor, and you had to get onto an elevator. This was in Telluride. And every time we would get on, my son would just like, oh, it's my turn. I get the press. Can I press the code? Press the code. And so my daughter would always beat him to it. And finally, this one time it was his turn, and he forgot the code. And my daughter looked at him, and we had just watched the movie, and she said, I thought you knew the code.
That's funny.
Do you remember it?
Yeah, yeah.
I thought
yeah.
you were a toad.
Yeah, that's great.
I love that.
Yeah, it's a riot. The kids do that.
No, the only one I haven't been able to watch multiple times is Miller's Crossing.
What's which one?
Miller's
Miller's
Crossing.
Crossing. I think that was their first one, wasn't it?
No, Blood Simple was
Oh, was it?
was their first one, I believe. But it's a beautiful movie, but there's just, I don't know what it is. I can't get in the mood to watch it again. Barton Fink, I could probably watch, a dozen times.
Did the Coen brothers do that one? It was set in old Hollywood. It had like George Clooney and Channing Tatum.
Hail Caesar.
I love that one.
I love that movie. He's so stupid in that movie.
I know. I love that movie so much.
Did you ever see Intolerable Cruelty
That was
Yeah.
a fun one.
with Catherine Zeta-Jones and him? That one too.
Did you guys try What If yet?
Try what?
What If?
No.
I've not
Um,
seen that.
It's the one on Disney Plus, the Marvel show where they just
Oh,
take
yeah.
stories
Yeah,
you know and they turn them on their ear.
yeah. No.
That's been fun.
One Marvel thing I forced myself to watch, which I regret, was The Inhumans.
Was what?
The Inhumans.
Oh, I don't know that.
No, I didn't see that one.
So bad. It was just like,
Of all of them, that's the one you like. You watch the other because there's some really fun ones.
yeah.
I watched, I went hard on documentaries this week. I watched the
Funny.
Pink documentary,
What is it?
Pink's documentary.
The singer Pink?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
It just follows her on tour in 2019. And it's like she's traveling with her husband and her 2 kids. And just, I loved it because she's just such a mom, like, they're parenting and she's this big star and trying to plan for like thousands of people to sing in front of. And still she's got a 2-year-old with a tantrum and, like just trying to balance it all. Like I thought it was really fun, great to watch.
Oh, that's cool.
Just seeing parenting is parenting wherever you are, whoever you are.
Yep. Yeah, I like her.
I had an old boss that used to be a drummer for her on tour, and he said she was the best
Oh, wow.
to tour with, that she was always really thoughtful and very respectful of everybody that worked for her.
No kidding. Like at Trader Joe's?
Yeah. Now he runs
Oh.
a store. He had fun, but he was like, there's no money in it. Like sometimes you get paid in champagne for a show. And he was like, it's great when you're young and single, but when you're married and you want to have kids, like it's just, he said, just wasn't working for him. So he settled down and started working for Trader Joe's, and he was really fun to work with.
That's cool. It's a hard life.
Yeah, like he toured with Lauryn Hill. Like he has all these stories
wow.
about all these different stars, and it was so fun to just hear him tell stories.
Oh, that's cool. Well, Bill, that is awesome, man. That's
Oh
just terrible.
yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, Cassandra, that's great too. Good choice with the lighter values there.
Oh, thanks.
You guys are all killing it.
Oh yeah, John, yours is looking cool too.
John, you've introduced red.
Pardon me?
Are you using red in there?
Yeah, somewhere.
I think that's the most radical. I think that's the most radical palette I've seen you use.
I know. And is there green there? Am I seeing green?
There's kind of everything in here.
Did you find
that
more
is cool.
pastels on the floor? Is that what you're doing?
Oh
Yeah.
man, that is cool. You were working on another one, same image earlier, and it was fantastic. You dumped it, but
I was working on it would take me forever to finish it because it was way too, the paper was too textured.
Mm,
It was driving me nuts.
that's
Hate
hard. You
that.
have to fight that.
I don't
Yeah,
know
that looks
anybody who
cool.
likes like a watercolor texture. Maybe I'm just hanging around with, illustrators, but I haven't heard anybody say, yeah, that texture is just awesome.
I know.
no. Hot press.
Okay, so I think we're getting to the point where we have to post for the last pose, post what you've done.
When I was working for DC Comics, I had all this graphic novel paper from them, and the back of it was really slick. And it is like, one, it's the best first surface to ink on, but also for doing watercolor. Because you could move it around, lift it up and play with it kind of forever. And you could combine, and also you can paint oils on it too.
Oh, someone's asking, where are we posting our drawings? You're posting them onto Instagram with hashtag illustration isolation. And then also you have to make sure your page is public, because if it's not public, we won't see it on the page, just as a warning. Dale, have you been working on any more politician drawings or?
Yeah, I've got two pieces going right now for one for the Dallas Morning News, and then, well, actually three, one for Golf Digest, Dallas Morning News, and another for the Boston Globe. The Globe is Biden. Dallas Morning News is some CEO. I don't know who the guy is, but it's a big Sunday piece.
Oh, cool.
And Golf Digest is, I don't know my golfers. It's a guy. I haven't, to be honest, I'll know who it is. I haven't, that's not due for 3 weeks, so I just haven't gotten to it yet. So, but I always, even if I don't know who it is, I always, by the time I'm working on it, I know exactly who it is, and I do research. So,
Dale, I got a good story about golfer and Sports Illustrated and not knowing much about golf. Anita Kuntz accepted a project to do a Tiger Woods piece while she was at the Academy. And somebody made the comment, it's like, Anita, what do you know about golf? And she goes, I know quite a bit about golf. And I have no problem handling this. She goes, I know enough to do the portrait of Tiger. And so the person that she was debating this with has said, so what are you going to do? What is he going to be doing? Oh, I have him on the green and he's going to be hitting, the putty thing, the thing you hit the ball with.
that's awesome. Yeah, the thing.
Club.
Stick.
The stick with the hand.
Yeah, the stick with the
Camera
thing,
on the end.
the little putty. Yeah, what is that called? So funny.
That's
Not much better.
fantastic.
They're always correcting me on the grip. Like I just have a thing with getting the grip wrong. So
The grip's incredibly hard, you know.
Well, no, I mean, their thing is, look, we're gonna get people, hammering us about not knowing what we're talking about, so you have to know what you're talking about, so get it right.
Yeah, and to follow up on what I was saying, Anita hit the ball out of the park. She did a beautiful piece.
I'm sure.
She
Of
didn't need
course.
to know what the name of the putter was.
Right, yeah.
She can draw and paint.
Yeah.
Dale, that's amazing. That's really good.
Yeah,
Oh, thanks.
super cool.
I was looking
Oh,
at you
that's
guys
fun.
and thinking that, but thank you.
This is one that needs to be just wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, so do you guys like Heath Ledger or Joaquin Phoenix? And don't throw Jack Nicholson in there. It's not a choice.
Not Cesar Romero. No.
No.
Kind of straight out, right?
Yeah.
I like Heath Ledger.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen the Joaquin Phoenix one. Sorry.
I have not either.
Oh, you haven't.
What about you, Dale?
I think Heath Ledger's more fun. I think the only thing that kept that Joker movie from just being a full-on profile of a mentally ill
Psychopath.
murderer,
Yeah.
was the makeup.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really well done. But that guy was scary. So if you're going on who's the best villain, that's a really frightening dude. But boy, Heath Ledger just ate that role up, didn't
Oh,
he?
he was great. I saw the Heath Ledger one. I've seen Jared Leto as Joker. I didn't see the Joaquin
That
Phoenix.
that wasn't my cup of tea, that one.
Well, if I couldn't make it through Blood Simple, I just had a feeling I wasn't gonna be able to make it.
Yeah.
Through.
No, I mean Jared Leto. Did you like that?
Yeah, I thought he was good. He
Yeah.
was transformed. I didn't think about him as Jared Leto.
Yeah.
I liked how smart Heath Ledger's character was,
Yeah.
and Joaquin Phoenix just seemed to be insane.
Yeah.
He just seemed to be someone who, he didn't seem smart enough to pull off crimes the way Heath Ledger did.
Right. And there was like I was saying about Daniel Craig's James Bond. There was still something about the Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker, that really enjoyed being the Joker.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's an important part of, any of those movies. There's got to be they've got to be, really enjoying who they are for you to enjoy them. At least for me. I don't know about you guys.
No, I agree. And
Yeah. It resonates for me.
but I still like Daniel Craig's Bond.
Well, I liked that again. I liked him. I liked the performance. I just didn't feel like it was James Bond.
Yeah. It changes from movie to movie because in some he seemed to be really kind of reveling in it more. At other times he seemed to be like, there seemed to be drudgery. But I liked how he sort of went outside of the normal bounds to get things done. Bond is a hard one because sometimes the villains sort of need to be ridiculous, but if they're too ridiculous, they don't work,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the villain in the one with Javier Bardem.
A Country for Old Men.
Well, the
Oh
James
my
Bond.
God, that was awesome.
Oh no, Old Country for Old. No Country for Old Men was amazing. But the James Bond with Javier Bardem.
I'm sorry.
Like
I don't remember that.
That was
I think
Skyfall.
that's the Adele
Oh.
intro.
Yeah, that was Skyfall.
Yeah.
Oh, no
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. He wasn't the guy with the bleeding eye.
No, that was in Casino Royale. That was
Oh, okay.
that was Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen. Yep.
Yeah, no, he was Javier Bardem was kind of the computer genius who was making things blow up.
Oh, that's right.
And but it just like the whole convoluted plot just so he could kind of get to a certain place, and then all he's doing is shooting somebody.
Yeah.
He misses. I'm like,
Really? Yeah.
And someone said, and with the teeth.
oh God, it was so creepy.
Yes.
He took his teeth out. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I didn't think Bardem was bad. I just thought the plot of him doing all that just seemed ridiculous to me.
John, do we have them lined up so we can see whatever everyone else?
I think we need to start looking at stuff.
Yeah.
Dale, I'm gonna send this to you. I'm gonna call you tomorrow and show you how bad I screw this thing up.
I don't know. That looks
No,
good.
it looks cool. It looks
Just
really
stop
cool.
now. It looks great.
Yeah, I like it how it is.
Then don't do more.
So stop now.
I know, but it's not in my DNA.
Oh my God.
It's that.
Can somebody call John's wife and have her come down and take away his artwork from him?
Please
Take away his toys.
Yeah, please don't.
All right, let's look at some work.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
I'm going to refresh one last time here.
These have been fun to draw, though. You know.
Yeah, I love them.
I really had fun pulling this photography today.
Yeah, thanks, John. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Andre.
I haven't been paying attention to what everybody in the room's been doing. Cassandra, that's beautiful. That's
Oh,
fun.
thanks.
Yeah, that's not incredible.
He has the best wrinkles, right?
Oh yeah.
Bill, I'm looking at yours, and I'm only seeing it with really, really small. Say something, Bill, so that it comes up. Well, I'm sharing my
Oh
screen.
yeah, it's here. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty small.
Yeah. Okay,
here,
so
let
here we
me-
go.
Let me
Oh, so cool.
you just have to spotlight it to make it
Push down.
bigger.
I'll look at it later, Bill. It looks really cool.
Thanks.
That Joker is awesome.
Wow, that first Joker is cool. That is just fun.
We
Really
could stop
nice.
right there. That's great.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
middle one, that top middle.
Yeah,
These are all great.
Wow.
I love these.
good.
That's
Oh,
Nice
really
drawing,
nice.
Joe.
Great.
Very good. This is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Good
it's
job,
Chuck
Chuck.
Todd. That's
oh
why it's nice.
God, yeah,
A little different for Chuck.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Pen and
It's almost like-
watercolor.
I mean,
way to
it's
go,
always
Chuck.
good, but
Kind of Edward Sorelli.
Yeah.
Tons of good stuff
Oh,
here.
that's cool.
yeah.
Joe,
Oh,
yeah.
you even got the bullet wounds in. Good job.
Oh.
It's awesome.
These are
So
great.
good.
Joker's had a hard day at work.
Nice.
Joker's been hanging out with number 5.
Yeah, that was the
I
first
know,
time we looked
I know.
at. Oh, look at
Oh,
that.
look at
woman.
that.
That's
Whoa.
Julian. Oh,
Oh,
no.
wow.
Good job.
Crap.
Sweet.
Even got
Oh,
the
your
bullet
line
hole.
work is fantastic.
That's great. So many good ones.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Look at that.
Oh, go to the left, the one left of that too.
Yeah. That's great.
That's
Very
really,
dope.
really
Wow.
good.
Very sweet.
Design with that one. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Ooh. Oh, same artist, Alberto Meyer. Wow.
Sorry, I'm kind of cruising through these.
I know. Oh,
Hey,
nice,
Sienna.
Sienna.
Very nice.
That's
Oh,
what's
that's
great.
That's
great.
cool.
Good color on the hair too. I love that color.
So much great stuff. Oh, that's interesting. Is that? Wow,
Oh, wow.
Very nice.
that's
I
interesting.
love that.
Ooh. Ha. That is cool.
Very cool. Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Where do I go? I mean, they're all
I
good.
know,
Oh my
I know.
gosh. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Wow. And that is.
Oh, Jeff, that's really
amazing.
nice. Really cool.
Timmy's father used to joke with me. I'd go out to and sit in his office, and he had this empire of a printing business that was running all 24 hours a day. And he used to joke that if he walked out the door and then came back in and applied for a job, he couldn't get a job at his own company. I feel like that's going to happen to this drawing night. It's like they're not going to let me in.
Nice, Randy.
Funny.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
Yes,
Mhm.
Great, Randy.
that's very cool. That line work in there.
I know who
One to
that
the
is.
left is
Devin.
good too, and the right. That whole
Oh.
line is great.
This, who was that last one?
This one?
Devin?
That's Devin.
Yeah,
Devin LeBlanc.
Devin looks like he should already be like getting a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He should be. I think that's Peter right there. Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
Oh,
Peter as
yeah,
well.
another one.
Beautiful.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
that's
wow.
good.
Ton of good stuff.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I got to look at that.
Yeah.
cool.
I like the one to the right of that too. Man, these are all so cool.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Ooh.
Oh,
Adam?
beautiful.
Man.
Adam.
Come
Yeah.
on.
What the
Adam.
hell, Adam?
he-
Where,
he
where,
said he
where is he?
couldn't-
Thank you.
He said he couldn't make it in person tonight.
Wow.
All right. Good job, Adam. But
Okay,
you're
so-
where you were supposed to be.
That's so he's drawing with us, but he can't make us in
Right,
person.
right.
Okay.
Mm.
He doesn't want to talk to us.
Oh, wait. We got a cardboard. Go up.
On the left. Oh, that's
Nice.
Oh, and an arrow.
Oh, nice.
Good job.
That's like a 2-for-1 for you. There,
I
Andrew.
know. It was made for me. I feel honored.
Nice,
Oh,
Brian.
that's
Cool.
really good.
That's spooky.
Jeff, you did another one?
I know who this
Oh,
is.
there we go.
Oh.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
her.
I love that you got the bullet holes in there.
Oh,
That's awesome.
I like his. I love his hair.
His hair, yeah.
That's awesome. Look at that.
man.
Oh,
So Jeff did
Yeah.
2 jokers
Yeah.
in the final 20 minutes. Well done.
Ooh,
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
wow.
man.
that's beautiful. Wow.
Oh,
They're
no.
going to get a whole new panel of people and kick us out.
I know.
they already have. They're drawing somewhere else. I have a feeling.
Oh,
We'll just go and open our own deal and leave those guys there.
really good, Randy.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's
Do the
nice.
one to
Randy.
the left of it,
Alrighty.
too.
Yeah.
That's great.
Nice, Chuck.
Chuck.
The
Chuck with
hair.
pen.
The hair is beautiful.
Oh, I love that. Very
Nice,
nice.
Sienna. Look at that.
Yeah.
Nice, Chuck.
Chuck.
Chuck's changing up materials between
I
pieces.
know.
I love it.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
That's beautiful.
Oh, there's a lot of good ones.
Man,
That one in
Yeah.
the middle.
Very nice.
really nice.
Fun.
Very nice.
Oh,
Wow.
cool,
Nice,
Marcy.
Marcy.
Whoa,
Oh, that's
really
wild.
Fun. Yeah,
cool.
that's really
I think
cool.
you need to loosen up a little bit,
It's
Nicholas.
I know.
got a Francis Bacon quality to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's beautiful. I've been clicking on almost everything. So
Oh, also really
The one to
nice.
the right of that's nice too.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Nicole, nice.
Wow.
that's
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
so many good things.
Mhm.
Oh. 9-volt tongue. That was a great name.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Wait, go up, go up. They did a Deadpool. That well done. Well done, you.
That's really awesome.
That's very funny.
Well done. I'm very proud of you.
Nice.
That's a nice piece.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Boy, people really got wild with the
Wow.
Joker,
Yeah.
didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joker freed everybody up.
Oh,
Yep.
that's cool.
Very nice, Sienna.
Yes, yeah.
Look at that.
Wow. That's great.
Really nice. That had a little arrow, by the way.
Oh,
It's going to be a time lapse. No? Yep.
Yep.
I'm not watching it.
that's a good one too.
We saw this one.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
Yes.
really is.
All right.
Oh,
Very
that's cool.
good.
I like that one in the middle too.
Oh, look at that.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Oh,
that
that's
is
lovely.
cool. That's kind of Brad Hollandish, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
9-volt tongue. Best name. That and freaking artist.
Yep. I wish I could have coined freaking artist.
Oh, nice, Rebecca. That looks really good.
That is a nice drawing.
Is that on copper?
I'll go there in a second. I don't
Oh,
get the
wow.
There
publicity.
you go.
God, that's
Good
great.
job, Felicity.
Oh,
I
wow.
think it's watercolor on paper.
Yeah, that's cool. Quill pen ink and paper.
Very nice.
Great expression.
Wow.
That's fun.
He's doing like 2 every pose. Jeff, do you have like 8 from tonight?
You know, it's interesting. Every night we
Oh,
put
lovely.
together like a book of these things every night.
Oh,
Mhm.
Amazing. How many good ones? How many different points of view? That's really
Oh.
nice.
Oh, really good.
That's really beautiful too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
I love seeing all the watercolors too.
Ha.
Wow.
I love the bullet holes in this one.
Yes.
Nice.
It's fun.
That's awesome. That was fun.
I asked if Jeff did 8 drawings tonight, and his answer was too much coffee and senior citizen softball in the morning. Haha.
Very nice, Doug.
Oh, beautiful,
Nice,
Doug.
Doug.
Nice, Doug.
I love the angle he took on that.
That's cool.
Us.
I think that's it. Well,
Yeah.
that's really beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Really, really nice. Hey, there's Brent
Fun.
Watkinson. That's one of his lessons in his class. You get a chance.
All right.
Color theory. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Cassandra, Bill, Dale, Timmy, who's on the plane. Am I missing somebody? I think I got
Terry.
everybody.
Terry.
Terry, yeah, forgot Terry. Thank you, everybody. This was really fun, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. It was a fun night.
Have a great week.
Great.
Thanks for a fun
Have a
theme.
good
Thank you, everybody. Have a great week.
Bye.